episode 1 of the Invincibles podcast. I'm Eldon. We got Arjun over there.
What's up?
And today we're going to talk about our Premier League predictions. Now, first of all, we're going to start off. As you can see, I am a Manchester City supporter,
I'm a
Arjun.
Chelsea supporter.
And
Oh
we're
my
going to
God.
start off today talking about why we support the clubs, and then we're going to go into our Premier League predictions for this season. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I guess you can say, I'm a late bloomer. When I started just watching football itself, it was like during fifth grade. And really, I was like following a crowd. So there were like a couple of my friends who were just, huge Chelsea supporters. And 2012 was around the time, when we won the Champions League. And I was just like really intrigued. So I just started doing some research on my own. And I felt like I built up like so much knowledge like during that year when I watched football because I was so interested. It felt like I knew more about football than those guys that were just following. And then ever since I was just supported Chelsea, and they're the best club in the world, and in London especially. But yeah, no, in the world I think
Okay.
we'll say in England. How about that? Not in the world, not
Okay.
yet.
Well, I'm, of course, supporting the best club in England. Yeah, don't get it twisted. 198 points in 2 seasons. Nobody's done that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Manchester City supporter. I started supporting them back in 2010. So I forget. I don't know what grade I was in during that, but I know it was the season that. See, because I'm Bosnian, as you can tell, I got the Bosnian flags behind me.
Oh
You know,
man, I didn't even notice. I didn't even
no, you
notice.
didn't notice.
Nah,
It's
nah.
it's hard to
After you're
notice. You
Serbian,
can't tell. I got like 4 of them in my room.
Yeah.
Edin Dzeko went to City in January, but I started watching them before in the beginning of the season. So, once he's joined, I think that solidified my support for City, and I've supported them, from that 10-11 season all the way, still supporting, of course. Watching games. I remember watching the 6-1 win at Old Trafford, and that was the one that really, whoa, that was,
After
I
you're talking
remember.
about the 6-1 win against us.
No,
Not
no, no,
even
the one at
against
Old
us, six
Trafford. No,
nil. I
no, no,
think.
no.
Fuck.
Yeah, we
Shit.
beat
Never
you
mind.
6-0. Don't you get it?
All right,
That's
never mind.
2 seasons
Never
ago.
mind. Never
That
mind.
was
Never
2 seasons
mind.
ago.
I don't know
But
why I
no,
mentioned it.
that was the one when we won the league, and I remember, that was awesome. But yeah, no, I kind of started watching them just because, I was watching random teams, to be honest, in the Premier League because, Premier League was doing, what we can watch here. So, and then City ended up being the club that sparked my interest, especially if you sign Jacob. Now, if you sign a Bosnian, then you got my interest, you know. So, but that's why we support City and Chelsea.
Yep.
But you know what? This is unbiased. We go unbiased over here.
Yes,
We
sir.
don't
Yes.
even worry about it. So for our Premier League predictions, we're gonna really take into account what each club's brought in, who they've sold, the squad and managers and everything in between. So we're gonna start off, Premier League predictions. Who we think is gonna win the Premier League this season?
Just a disclaimer. Even though we have American accents, we're not that stupid. I feel
No,
like we know more than the average American football fan.
way more than
Way
that.
more. Even
Don't even
probably
worry.
more than some British fans. You know what I mean?
Don't even worry about it. We
Yeah.
spend time researching stuff. Don't even get watching games. So
Exactly.
this is
Yeah.
not even. We're not your average, American that just knows, Messi, Ronaldo, Barcelona.
Barcelona, Real Madrid,
Yeah, Real Madrid. That's it.
Neymar.
Bayern Munich, Neymar. That's it. Neuer. Nah. We come on. We know the real stuff.
You know,
So we're gonna start off. From what 20th to 1. So we start off with the bottom, go all
yeah.
the way up. So you say your 20th, I'll say my 20th type of thing.
It's like 2 weeks after the match day, but I made
Yeah, you know
these
what?
before.
Yeah, I made these like about a week before the season started.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't changed anything. So there have been a lot of signings that actually came in, but I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to keep the
Yeah.
same because I feel like it's still going to be the same.
Exactly.
The
Same
big
with me.
signings have happened though ever since I've signed this. I made
Oh
this.
yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. But who do you have at 20th?
I think we all know who we have in 20th.
Yeah, I think we both know.
West Brom.
West Brom easily.
Oh god.
Easily.
Dude, man, I feel like the
Dude,
promoted teams this season
are
have
not
been
as
like
good.
the worst. Like
Other than Leeds.
from
Leeds
my
have low-key had a good, first two games they've been,
Yeah,
but West Brom have been terrible.
atrocious.
Come on, Slaven Bilic, like you're doing us Balkans wrong. You gotta. They've done. I mean, they barely like they were second in the championship, but still, like
Yeah, there's nothing to like.
they haven't done anything that are they
Interesting.
haven't brought anyone in that you can say, oh, okay, you know, that's gonna help them stay up.
I feel like what stands out from West Brom compared to the other promoted clubs is that they have a Premier League proven manager.
True, because he did manage at West Ham
Yeah,
for a couple
Scott
seasons.
Parker. He had like probably like a couple of months in the end of Fulham's Premier League season.
Mm-hmm.
Bielsa. He's a good manager. He probably doesn't need that experience. But,
yeah, he has experience there elsewhere.
Yeah, true.
But you know what? It's crazy because West Brom, their highest goal scorers last season was Charlie Austin and Robinson Canu with 10 goals. So like they have nowhere where are they gonna get the goals? Like I doubt Canu and Austin are gonna do anything really in the Prem.
Yeah, and I think Austin is not even playing that much.
He's not. Yeah.
I don't think he was in the squad last game.
Pereira's been their best player.
Oh, dude, I'm excited for Pereira.
He was 16 assists. He had 16 assists last season. So,
that's mental. And his free kick against Everton, I was like, damn. But
he's a good player. But him by himself, he's not gonna really,
save
West Brom from being really, relegation.
I'm excited for Ivanovic. You know what I mean? I'm just excited how we do. The Serbian connection with Bilic and
Bilic is Croatian. What are you talking about?
Oh, he's Croatian.
He's Croatian.
I think it was Serbian.
Is that Balkan though?
Balkan. Still
Croatian.
the same thing, Bosnian Croatian.
Nah, this guy. No. See,
no,
now
but
you're
like,
gonna get hate for that.
Nah, you know what? Still, Ivanovic has Premier League experience. I know he'll do well.
How old is he? How old is he now?
I think he's like 36.
He's barely gonna move.
He has a year in him, man. I don't know if he can move his legs.
I mean, that's why they brought him in. They know they're gonna go down, so it's like, all right, let's just try. But yeah, no, they're gonna finish 20, and it's not even close. I think it's gonna go like they're gonna be relegated really early on.
Yeah, I heard the owners are bad at West Brom, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I don't think
they invested nothing.
Yeah, I don't think they just take the money and don't invest back into the club. I don't even get why you like run a football club.
I don't know.
Don't even help it out.
So we all knew who's gonna finish 20th, but who's gonna finish 19th now? Well, yeah, who you got? Fulham.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
London
Villa.
Rivals. Oh, I mean, I had Villa the place above, but.
Why do you think Fulham?
Well, Scott Parker is fairly new to his managerial career. I feel like if Fulham do stay up, they have, Mitrovic to bag in some goals. And they signed a lot of players,
They did sign.
Ola Aina was a former Chelsea player. Kenny Tete, Areola. They signed a lot at the back. But the thing is, same thing with like clubs like Chelsea who signed a lot of players. Like, are they going to gel together?
It's not going to click right away.
Yeah. And there's a lot of non-English speaking players over there, but I don't think that'll make a huge difference. But I don't know, for them to settle in for their first season.
True.
But Fulham, they have some players that they had in their previous Prem season. I don't know if they learned from the same mistakes. But no, I don't know. I feel like they don't have the quality to stay up. How about you?
But it's weird because like with Fulham, Mitrovic. Everybody looks at Mitrovic as if he's gonna bang in all these goals.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying the same thing when he was at Newcastle, and then he flopped there. He didn't do as good. And now he comes back, and first game he was subbed, and he had a brace. The other what?
Yeah, he had a brace. Yeah. I think he scored a penalty and a header.
But he doesn't really in the Premier League. He doesn't really, his production is not there. As much,
I guess you could say that.
As a star striker should be,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be a star striker for a team. For teams that you play with are like struggling. I think Newcastle was struggling. Fulham was struggling. It's hard to get the service that you need. You know what I mean?
I mean, I have Fulham avoiding relegation. I'll tell you later where they're gonna be, but so it could happen. It could happen. Yeah. But honestly, I think Villa though, because
I put Villa for a relegation spot the next one. I
they're
think.
they're barely gonna they barely survived last season. It
Mhm.
took them all the way at the end where they need a result, and that you're not gonna get lucky twice, you know.
True.
And
Uh,
Grealish, I mean, I'm surprised Grealish is still in the club. I don't know if United's gonna go again, attempt again to go and get him. I
mhm.
doubt it now because they have Van de Beek, but
Yeah.
I mean they could because United need it. United's been all over
Yeah.
the place,
They
but
need a winger.
if they lose him, then for sure. But he might be the only reason that they do anything or survive anything. To be
Yeah.
honest,
And I'm excited for like Ollie Watkins. You know what I mean? Ollie Watkins was like one of the star strikers in the championship, but the question is, he's going to make the step up in the Premier League and be gelling well.
that's what I'm saying. It takes time for you to really once you make because he hasn't been in the Premier League yet
Yeah,
before,
exactly.
so it takes time for you to really get used to the level of play in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
I feel like he'll do well. He has a pace. He has a quality.
He could,
Kind of wish Brentford got promoted, but
yeah.
with Watkins, but
So you have Villa at
18th.
18th, right?
Yeah. Who do
I
you
have
have?
Brighton.
You know, I have Brighton 17th. I have them. I don't have them that far. I'm not making fun of you, but like,
I don't know. I at first okay, I made this way before the season started, so
yeah,
can't go off of what's been happening. But okay, yeah, Malpe has been he had a good game yesterday,
hmm
but I don't know. I just feel like last season they also didn't have the best of seasons in terms of they finished 15th, but the goals didn't really come from Malpe. He had he only had 10 goals.
yeah,
I feel like this season's gonna be a lot tougher because I think this season maybe is
true.
so many like quality teams. Like
hmm
you look at Everton, they're actually playing good.
Yeah,
You never really get that from Everton in terms of or they have so much hype going into the season. So there's so many quality teams, like top 10 are really good teams. I think
yeah,
they struggle against those teams. And then playing, Palace have started good. You know, West Ham, Newcastle, all those different things. I think they're going to be dropping points like that.
hmm
So I could see them dropping. I could see them dropping down.
Nah, I kind of wish I had Brighton a little higher after the start they've had. You
Oh, well,
know,
yeah. Now, if you look
I
at
mean,
it,
yeah, but yeah,
dang it, but
but
it is.
I love Tariq Lamptey. I love
Yeah.
them at Chelsea. I've always been telling you he's such a quality player. I have him in my fantasy. He's been bagging some points. And they have Ben White that they stole from Leeds. And I heard Ben White, I think, carried that Leeds defense in the championship
No, he
last
was
year.
loaned out to Leeds, right?
Yeah, and
And the
then
Leeds wanted to buy him, but they didn't allow it.
yeah, and
So
Brighton gave him a contract. Boom, bam, boom, signed
true.
him up. They have Dunk. Dunk had a pretty good season
Dunk, yeah,
last
low
year.
key.
And with the new good right back, I feel like defensively Brighton will be stronger than they were last year. If
Hmm.
Mopay, steps up with the goals, like you said, they're set.
I mean, now they
Like,
have Lallana as well.
and yeah,
Hasn't,
Lallana,
but yeah,
versatile left foot, left right foot. If he could stay fit, Lallana, because
yeah,
he's
yeah.
injury
He
prone.
brings experience in terms of after being with Liverpool for all those years, you know,
Yeah,
he brings that mentality now that he got from Liverpool. So at least that's gonna help them.
yeah. And Graham Potter, I feel like he's still a good manager. In his past experience with that Swedish club, I forgot what's it called. Took him to that Europa League. You know, he
I
has,
forgot the name of the club.
yeah, I think Oscaruns. I don't know,
Something like that.
but like he's a good manager, and I feel like he has a good system in place to keep Brighton up.
Yeah. So you have them avoiding relegation barely, right?
17th, yeah,
Yeah, so I
barely.
have Fulham 17th. So pretty much our bottom four is the same, except for
Yeah,
just switched around a little bit. Because I have Fulham, but it could very easily switch around. To be honest,
yeah.
you know.
A lot of things could change.
Yeah, that is
Long
true.
season.
That is true. So if the bottom four, we got that kind of figured
Yeah,
out. So who do you have 16th?
Palace.
Same Palace.
You know,
After the
I
start they've had, though, now I'm kind of like, oh god.
yeah. All of a sudden, defensively, they're doing decent. With
Exactly.
this becoming a more consistent.
Zaha's actually pulling through. He actually
Yeah.
had a great game against United.
Guaita making banging saves. But they're scraping at Palace. I feel like they were struggling against Southampton and they barely scraped through, in my
Yeah, that's
opinion.
true.
And United, they weren't much of a threat, but they were good defensively. But, if they keep the consistency,
Who have
Roy
they brought in
Hudson.
so far? What Eze and then
Oh, yeah, Eze from QPR.
But like, who else did they have?
Batshuayi. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
Batshuayi, but like,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
could low key he could be because what their top goal scorer last season was Ayu.
yeah, Ayu had a
Right?
good season, decent
Ayu
season
had
for his standards, I
yeah,
guess.
exactly. But like normal standards, not the best. So maybe Batshuayi can actually help
Yeah,
them. So I could see that.
yeah,
You know,
maybe bagging a couple.
I don't think they're gonna like have to really. They're gonna be worry about relegation as much. I think they're gonna be one of
Okay,
those teams where they're just in the middle of the pack, even if they do finish 15th. If I'm right, I mean not. Did I say 15th?
16th,
16th.
16th.
But they have an all right squad. If
Yeah,
especially if Zaha continues to
if he
perform.
stays, and if he stays,
Yeah, that's true. Well,
true.
they always say he's gonna go, and he ends up staying.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's gonna actually go for unless United don't actually get Sancho and then actually go for
true,
you know
true.
maybe a Zaha back, but I doubt that.
Yeah,
All right, 15th.
Sheffield United.
Whoa. Okay. I got
What?
I got West Ham. Sheffield United. That's a big drop for them from last year.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they'll have second season syndrome, like most probably good clubs have.
True. True.
I think they kept most of their players.
Yeah.
They kept Chris Wilder. I feel like if they click again, they could still do well.
I
But
mean,
I
they
feel like,
lost Henderson.
yeah, that's the crucial part. But they brought in Ramsdale from Bournemouth. But is he gonna
It's
produce?
not Anderson though.
Yeah,
Henderson had some huge saves last season.
yeah, and like I don't know. I feel like other teams around them improved, and I don't think Sheffield United
That's
will be
true.
like they signed somebody marquee. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of
Look, you got a point there. I have West Ham 15th. I don't know. I just don't trust them as much.
yeah. I wish I switched West Ham back a
They
little
always
lower. I
they
have a
always
little higher.
disappoint. They always disappoint.
Yeah,
Other than Michel Antonio, like who else really does, bits for West Ham? Nobody really.
maybe Rice not on his day, but like
On his day, yeah, but how many times is he gonna be on his day?
like defensively, they're not really that good.
Yeah,
Fabianski has to pull his weight, but he can't do
he's kind of
everything.
getting to the point where he's not the same keeper
Yeah,
that he once was.
I swear, most Arsenal keepers that leave Arsenal just become good.
That is true, especially Chesney,
Yeah,
Fabianski, once
Martinez,
Martinez, once to
yeah,
Villa.
but nah, yeah, West Ham. I don't even
I,
trust.
I, I could see actually now that bring it up. I could see Sheffield kind of dropping. I mean, not
Yeah,
dropping, but dropping in terms of like where they are in the Premier League.
yeah, yeah.
So that's something I can see
Mm-hmm.
to make sure.
Who'd you have 15th?
15. No, I told you. Yeah,
Oh
West Ham.
yeah, West Ham. West Ham.
West Ham. West Ham.
How about 14th?
14th after West Ham, I have Burnley.
I had Burnley too. Yeah.
Burnley. I don't know. They're always a weird squad because I always think they're gonna do bad. They're not gonna do as
Yeah.
good, and then they end up doing great. You know what I mean?
Burnley are just Burnley. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Exactly.
They just get the job done. I
They
just
do.
really.
They do.
I don't know what to say.
I
They
give it to
keep
them.
most of their players. They barely sign anyone, but somehow they make it work with Sean. What am I saying? Deitch. I don't know
For a
why I
second, I
could
was
say
trying to figure out what you
Sean
were trying to
Deitch.
say.
Sean Deitch. I don't know. I was tweaking. My brain
Like,
canceled.
it always depends on if Chris Wood can, deliver.
Yes. And they can become injury free.
True.
Because I think right now Tarkovsky, Ben Mee weren't even playing last game against Leicester, and they got 4-2.
True. So it's gonna be. I think they're gonna for sure not do as good like what they finished 10th last season. So I think
Oh really?
they're for sure gonna drop in
Yeah.
terms of that. So that's why I kind of have them 14th.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish higher. Honestly, it's just Burnley.
Honestly, I always say they're gonna finish lower, and then they end up actually end up finishing freaking 9th or 8th,
Yeah. It's just
knowing them. What about 13th? Who you got 13th?
Newcastle, another
Newcastle.
basic
I got
mid-table.
Southampton.
Oh, really?
Especially, I'm kind of happy, and now I do because like after the start they've had, they haven't been,
I know they've been disappointing. Honestly, I
I
got
mean,
them at 10th for me. Southampton 10th.
you have them 10th.
Yeah.
I could see it. That's if, but like last season was so
They
not
ended
lucky,
up
but good
so
for them.
down.
Like after what happened against Leicester,
Yeah.
the what was it 9-1
9-0.
or was it 9-0? It was
Yeah.
God, it was 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
9-0 away.
dang. Okay, I thought they had one. Okay, so there's that, and then they kind of like turned it around. Ings
Mhm.
ended up scoring 22 goals.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ings is gonna end up scoring 20 goals again.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
just a
mean?
matter of fact if the Southampton strikers are going to produce the same numbers.
Exactly. So
Either Adams or Ings, one of them has to step up.
because they had more goals than Sheffield, than Everton, Newcastle, Burnley. They had more goals than a lot of these teams, and
Yeah.
that's what helped them to go into that middle half of the table. They were like they were 11th. So, but I think they're gonna drop a little bit.
Okay. And I was thinking, like, they signed Kyle Walker Peters. They
Hmm.
lost Hoiberg, in that midfield. So I feel like maybe that balance might lack a bit, but they have Ward Prowse. And if
Yeah,
Ward Prowse keep banging him the free kick, passing like he does, lead that team as captain. I feel like they could do good. It's just, they need to
yeah.
their
But you
groove.
have Newcastle there.
Yeah, I have
That's it.
Newcastle.
Honestly, I can low-key see that. But they
That
brought
was
in
before,
Callum Wilson though.
yeah, that was before I knew that. I think Callum Wilson and Ryan Fraser
But
signed for.
still, Wilson hasn't had. I mean, it's gonna take time until he kind of adjusts to Newcastle. But you
And
know,
they lost 3-0 at home to Brighton.
yeah, that's true.
Anything could happen.
So last season, their top goal scorer was John Joe Shelby with 6 goals.
Yeah, see, they didn't even out enough
That's
score.
horrendous. That's
But if
horrendous.
Wilson steps up,
True. That is true. He could,
they could.
he could bang in some good goals, double
Yeah.
digit goals.
And I think Cher is injured in the start of the season, so they're going to be struggling a bit.
He's been on regular for them.
Yeah, but I don't know. You don't really expect much from Newcastle with Steve Bruce as their manager. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were going to get a huge takeover over the summer, and now,
And
like,
then that kind of went away. So that kind of sucks for them,
yeah,
especially.
at least we don't have bad owners, like Mike Ashley.
Yeah. I had Newcastle like right above. I had them at 12th. So
Okay,
I
out of
wasn't
West
that.
Ham. West Ham
Okay.
at 12.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So, I actually, had, if Almiron, Joelinton had a horrible season last
Oh
season.
my gosh, Shellington scored one goal
One
probably.
goal. Yeah, 1-2. I think it was 1 goal. Yeah. So, he's going to have to step it up. Because, how much was he? How much did he cost them?
I don't even know, probably like 30,
It
40
was a
million.
good amount of money. Exactly. And then, so, Almiron barely scored his first goal last season. He's been at the club for like, 2.5 seasons now.
Yeah.
So,
St. Maximin needs to step up.
yeah, him too. He didn't really deliver as much as well. So it's
I want
gonna.
to see Jamal Lewis at left back.
He might
Norwich.
be. He's a decent pickup. He's a decent
Yeah.
pickup.
I really liked him from Norwich. He did really
He had a
well.
good season. He had a good
He did.
season. So, but they're gonna be just like you were saying. They're like that.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
Trying.
really. Yeah, they're in the middle of the pack.
Yeah. What do you expect much?
Now 11th. Who you got 11th?
Leeds. Now
Leeds.
that's an exciting team.
Okay, Leeds. I have Everton. No, I had them. I played myself. I didn't expect them. Okay, this was before James. This was before them bringing in the Corey. This was before
Holland.
Talent. Exactly. I wasn't expecting anything from them, to be honest, because we always hype them up. Like last season, we hyped up Keane. We hyped up what Gabamin, Richarlison, everybody,
Bernard.
Bernard. Everybody, and then they end
Yeah.
up doing horrible. So, but now, low key, if I look at it, Ancelotti's got himself a good squad,
Mhm.
especially the midfield. Midfield looks good.
Oh man, I think they're gelling together.
And then Digne, I think he's a solid left back.
Yeah, Dini is probably
Defensively,
one of their best players
yeah.
these past few seasons.
Yeti Mina's been doing good.
And
Pickford,
yeah,
Calvert-Lewin's fantastic right now.
and Pickford, in the last season that he was doing bad. So like, I would imagine to put Everton lower because of Pickford. Because
Exactly.
you don't know if he was going to be in the England squad and like he was making mistakes.
People were
So,
saying
like,
Henderson to start over Pickford in England for England.
yeah. So like you would think defensively they wouldn't be doing that well.
But I got to give it to them. They ended up bringing in some quality signings that are actually performing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Mohamed's got a goal over the weekend. Lewin's been doing. He wasn't a signing, but he's doing great
Yeah.
up front. More than I honestly, I'd sell Keane if I were them.
Michael Keane.
No, not Moise Keane.
Oh, and Moise Keane, he can just get out. I don't know what he
He,
was doing in the
I'd sell him back to Juve. They want him.
Yeah, no, like
And
this
then
man probably scores against freaking like Grimsby and just
he scored.
does the
He
move.
scored last week in the Carabao Cup. I forgot who they were playing, but he scored then. But like, come on, he's not doing much. I'd go sell him and then maybe pick up another striker. Maybe pick up Josh King.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's picking up Josh King.
Exactly. That's a decent backup striker to Calvert-Lewin. Boom. He's got pace. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting with Everton. I mean,
Yeah,
2 games in. Let's not go ahead of ourselves. They easily drop.
they're not gonna win the league.
Yeah, unless they do.
No.
Oh, they're not.
Can't even imagine.
But you got Leeds. Okay, Leeds 11th. That's good. Okay.
Dude,
11th.
Bielsa is so tactical, man.
He
I
is.
didn't even expect like he could look at the freaking Tottenham's freaking I don't know physio's assistant and like ask his assistant manager, hey, give me 5 videos of what he does on the daily basis.
He is. I'm telling you. And that's how Guardiola, I read some stuff about Guardiola and them two are friends. Always talking about tactics together. Like, they're always going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, no, Bielsa wants tactics from him
Yeah.
and what he's doing in his daily life and what he eats for dinner, lunch, breakfast. Like,
I'm telling you, and they got a good squad too. They performed so good again. Like, I thought they were gonna get the point against Liverpool. They got 3 points. They're doing good. That is, I have them 9th.
yeah, and like no offense, like Leeds have such a like I don't know. If you look at their lineup, like you wouldn't expect them to gel.
No,
like they look like a championship. Like Liam Cooper, Jack Harrison.
For real. But they gelled and they perform. Calvin Phillips is playing good. Harrison scored against Liverpool.
Bamford did.
Bamford, he's doing great.
Yeah.
He's keeping Rodrigo out the lineup. I mean, he did because of Pablo Hernandez's injury over the weekend.
Yeah, true. Oh, Pablo Hernandez is not even starting. I didn't even know.
I mean, he got injured. He started the first game. He was gonna start the second game. He got injured.
Oh yeah, he did.
I forgot what it was. Groin, I think.
That sucks. I heard he's like a mini David Silva.
He's been doing good for them.
Yeah.
Especially last season.
Leeds is an exciting underdog story that you want to see in the Prem.
Yeah.
And they're a historic club. Like you want them.
It feels good to have them back in the Prem.
Exactly.
It feels good. So, but what about 10th? Who you got?
Southampton,
Southampton, okay.
Yeah.
10th. I have Sheffield 10th.
Okay, that's not crazy.
What? I mean, they dropped 1, but from 9th to 10th. But I mean, defensively, they still got most of their starters. They got in terms of the squad, they have most of their starters back.
True. They sent Ampadu too.
They signed Ampadu.
He did good at Leipzig.
Yeah, so
he just couldn't get the start because.
I mean, you're playing Leipzig. You got Upamecano, you have Mukalele, and you have a lot of good players at Leipzig.
Yeah.
So
Klosterman, you can't even fight.
Exactly, but I think I think he gets some time at Sheffield, and I think
extra depth in the squad that they need.
Exactly. So I think they're gonna have an all right season. It's not gonna be as great. Nobody's as last season, but they'll have a good season.
Exactly.
And then you have Southampton. We touched base on them. What they have kind of going on.
Yeah, they had a bad start, but we'll see. 36 more games.
They could bring it in. There's a lot more games in.
Yeah.
They're the manager. Hassan Huthul. He's a good manager. I like him as a manager.
Yeah. You would expect him to be like out of the club after that.
Exactly. After the Leicester loss, you would expect him to be sacked by now. But he's stuck through it. And I respect that.
I respect the owners for keeping him.
For real. I would have sacked him right then and there. During the game, I would have sacked him. All right, let's get him out of here.
It's good to have that vote of confidence in your owners. And makes sense.
So 9th, I told you I have Leeds.
I have Wolves.
Well, okay, Wolves. Okay. Wolves 9th.
Wolves, they could do better.
True.
Oh, they lost Jota, but they sound like the under 21s of like half the Portuguese squad.
They're bringing in Semedo too.
Semedo, Fabio Silva.
They're bringing Portugal in. They got the Vitinho guy. What's his name?
They have that third kid. Yeah, Vitinho. That third kid is all Portuguese.
For real, I'm telling you. Like, what's the deal with them bringing all these Portuguese players in? Don't they have?
Like,
is there the owner? Are the owners like?
No, the owners are Chinese, I think.
They must. I don't know.
I heard like
Where's
Jorge
Nuno
Mendes.
from?
He's Portuguese.
He is okay. That makes sense then.
You know the agent Jorge Mendes?
Yeah.
I think he's like friends with the owner or Nuno or whatever.
And
like,
then he just because
he has
he's
a lot
the one
of
kind
players.
of pushing Semedo to Wolves. Yeah, I read some reports. It's not even like he's the one pushing it.
Exactly.
So, hey, if they bring in Semedo, that's a good right back to replace Doherty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you would say he's a good right back after that semi-final performance.
Yeah, it's true. He's coming from Barca, so.
I mean, yeah, if he has like the whole Portuguese national team with him, I feel like he'll settle in.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he will.
And Connor Cody, of course,
That Connor Cody.
The Portuguese national team and Connor Cody. And Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, can't come on.
And
Don't forget. But no, they have I could see him top 10. Oh, top 10 finish is a good finish for them.
Yeah, I mean, they could finish higher. You don't expect them to. Anything lower than for Wolves is a bad season.
True.
Yeah.
Now 8th, I got Leicester.
I had Leicester too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna drop, of course.
Yeah. But after the start they had, they're like second in the Prem right now.
Exactly, but like last season they started really well, and then they dropped a lot. They dropped out of the Champions League. They should have made Champions League.
And they have Europa League this season. Like
they have Europa League, exactly. They're gonna have to deal with that. Vardy, yes, he had won the Golden Boot last season, but I don't think he's gonna have the same season. Madison, he's gonna have to pick it up. Kielemans, those types of players, they're gonna have to, move their weight, pick it up this season if they're gonna really want to. That is true. Who did they bring in? They brought in Under on loan.
Cengiz Under.
So they have him on loan. They brought in Castagne from Atalanta, which is a good signing.
Right, he is a good right back.
It's gonna be interesting when Pereira comes back. What are they gonna do there?
True. And James Justin is doing good. Like
Justin, he got a goal yesterday too.
Yeah, so it depends on how they interchange the lineup.
Who's usually they love Chilwell. So who's gonna play? I feel like Constantine could probably play left back. So I think that's why he's gonna move over to left back, and then
maybe Justin could stay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, or he stays. I don't know really what they roll with, but they have a good squad. I think 8th is still a decent finish for them.
Yeah, they have most of their players.
Yeah. So they're not that bad. 8th, and then I have Wolves at 7th.
I have Everton 7th.
Everton. So you kind of predicted them having a solid season.
Yeah.
Okay. And we kind of talked about both teams already, but Wolves not bad. 7th place finish is not bad for either Wolves or Everton, to be honest.
I think because I made my prediction the day before, but you made it the week before. But the day before they signed.
It's true.
Free signing, so I imagine okay, they would
them picking it up. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then we're left with the top 6, which everybody knows what the top. So it looks like the top 6 is back to being the top 6 after last season. So who's 6th?
Arsenal.
Okay, I have Tottenham.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, you want to start off why with Arsenal?
So I don't know if I could imagine their defense being solved right away. They'll take time to, gel in. But I feel like Gabriel is doing well. But he played against Fulham, and it's Fulham. And against West Ham were about to equalize or even score the winner.
They were kind of getting close.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just more who would score the more goals for Arsenal, because I don't think they could defend better than they were last year, and I just don't trust him. Don't get me wrong, Arteta beat Chelsea last year, but he has a full season under his belt. I don't know if you could. I don't know. The teams around him are just better, I guess.
For me, with Tottenham, they started. Well, they lost Southampton. No, was it Southampton? No, it wasn't. Who did?
Who?
So
Tottenham?
yeah,
Everton.
Everton. Sorry,
Yeah.
they lost to Everton. I mean Everton, and then they beat Southampton.
Yeah.
But Southampton. We were kind of talking about it. They're not the best squad. So
Yeah.
Son
At
ended
this
up getting
moment.
4 goals though. But
Mental.
I don't know. I just feel like they don't really gel together in terms of what Mourinho, like the whole system.
Yeah.
And they
But
lost for Tongan, who was a big leader for them.
hmm 8 years
Um,
at the club. So
exactly, he was a huge leader for them.
yeah.
Okay, they brought in Bale, they brought in Doherty, so they lost. They're probably gonna sell
Hoiberg.
Hoiberg. I think he's gonna do some bits.
Yeah. I
He's
like
a
him.
midfielder. Doherty's. I think he's gonna for sure grab the start. I think aren't they selling Aurier?
Yeah.
Aurier. They're probably gonna sell him.
Maybe. Yeah.
Um,
Ali
but
might leave. Deli Ali.
that's what I'm saying. So I've never rated Dele Alli.
Yeah. After
So
that was the 2017-18 season. Ever since
after
then.
the Champions League final, after watching him, that's when I was like, yeah, he's not the player everybody talks about him to be. You know.
Yeah.
So
No.
I just don't feel like. And then Kane, lately, last couple seasons, he's been getting injured, especially in the most crucial time. He gets
Yeah.
injured, and if that
Yeah.
happens again, who's gonna produce the goals? Like, you
Maybe
know,
if Bale, if
if
Bale
Bale
settles
does, and
in,
that's if
and if he fits into Mourinho's system.
exactly. I mean, the left back was Sergio Reguilon. He's gonna be good.
Sergio Reguilon.
He's gonna be good.
Yeah, I like them in
He's better
the
than Davies, I think.
Europa League final. Davis is decent. Like, don't get me wrong, but Reguilon is just
Hmm.
this is like that flair, that quality
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you needed
So
going up
I don't know,
front.
but I don't think they'd get past. They'd stay ahead of any of these other top 6 squads. But so,
Yeah,
who do you have then fifth?
United.
Oh, so you dropped United fifth. Okay, I got
Yeah.
Arsenal fifth.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
you're looking smart after what United did against Palace.
Yeah. I don't know,
Or you
man.
on?
These owners are just so stupid over there.
Honestly, if I'm United, I'm paying 120 for Sancho.
Yeah. No,
I don't know
I
why.
would. I feel like most of the top six would just pay that.
Exactly, especially because you need him. You have
Yeah.
no
Like,
with Daniel James. Like he hasn't. Who are you starting at wing? Like
oh my god,
you have
he's
Rashford,
bad.
Martial, but you need Sancho to be the provider. Like Fernandez can only do so much. Van
True.
de Beek looked good when he came on, but only so much. You need that one star player.
Yeah. You need that winger to like interchange with Martial Rashford. I feel like it
Exactly.
just looks so good on paper. It's just I don't know.
And I think they'll end up not paying. I don't think they're gonna get him this summer.
And defensively, they probably need like a new center back or
They do
whatever.
need a new
Probably a new
center back.
left back. They were going for Reguilon. They lost
They
him.
lost him.
Thiago. They lost him. Sancho. They lost him.
That's what,
Ake. They lost him. Like,
exactly. They're losing all their targets. I heard they might go for Upamecano, but I don't think he's gonna want to go to
yeah,
United.
I wouldn't go. Leipzig is a better spot for him.
They have nobody to. And Harry Maguire's not the.
Harry Maguire.
He's not
Honestly, he's like probably like the worst offender in the top six.
exactly
Probably
like
top 10.
I do not like they play
Not worth the
all the
90
money
million.
they spent
Not
and
even a good investment. Getting in
exactly
trouble. I mean, I just don't even know.
De Gea. I don't think De Gea is gonna recoup any great form that he once had.
I feel like the Hale will. He saved that penalty against Zaha or not Zaha, Ayu,
Ayu, yeah,
but then he had to get it retaken
because
just
of
by being a like inch off of the line. It's just
yeah.
so stupid. VAR is so stupid.
I
But
mean,
not De Gea's good.
yeah, I have United fourth. So, but you can honestly switch. Like I was even thinking about switching Arsenal to fourth and then United fifth because I have
Yeah.
Arsenal fifth, and like that's because just like you said, defensively, I'm not sure if Gabriel is going to be the number one. If he's going to really change the defense like that. Because I know goal wise, Aubameyang, he does great. Lacazette pulls through. I think they have a lot of youth going in. Pepe, I think, is going to have a little better season. I don't know. I think Saka, I like Bukayo Saka a lot.
Holding might have a better season.
True, Holding could end up, but I have United fourth, and we're kind of going through. It just depends on if their players, if they bring in anyone, and then if their
Yeah,
players, perform.
true.
So I'm guessing you have Tottenham fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that makes sense. And I have United fourth.
I feel like that's the crazy unpopular like choice, but
I mean, it could happen. It's Mourinho. Anything could happen with Mourinho.
yeah. I mean, I obviously watching that Tottenham documentary. And like, I don't know, I've been so attached to Tottenham, like I feel like I know every step. Like, but like no, I've had Mourinho at Chelsea before. Like I
Yeah,
know and I know Mourinho, he's not gonna disappoint in the
that is
second.
true. That is true. Now he's got a full season with them.
Yeah, and like if Kane, Son, and all of them like stay
Perform.
fit, unlike last season at the end of last season where they just lost all their crucial players. They lost Sissoko, they lost Son, they lost Kane.
Yeah.
All three of their like crucial players that they need in front and in midfield. I feel like he's made signings that he probably wants with Reguilon, Bale as a backup striker, winger.
Hoiberg, Doherty. I'd bring in a center back maybe
Yeah, maybe if they bring another center back, that would
because you
probably
got to
set.
replace Vertonghen.
Yeah, and they need that depth. But they have
Yeah,
Tanganga, and maybe Tanganga goes
unless he
step up. I
steps up
really
big,
like him.
big time.
Yeah, he could bring in some of his youth academy players.
True.
But yeah, nah, it's Mourinho. He's gonna do bits.
Okay.
Maybe win the Europa League too, probably.
Ooh, okay. I mean, that's if they barely,
Yeah,
got past the past round where they were down 1-0 in the
yeah.
last 10 minutes and then
And
barely
Ndombele.
back. So, and Ndombele, yeah. I think Ndombele, I think the season could be an interesting season for him. So,
But
Tom,
that's
we're left. What's up?
performance. That Southampton, Son, Kane.
Yeah, they did fantastic. Son, 4 goals. And I
Kane
dropped
4
him.
assists
Yeah, Kane had all 4 assists.
and a
Freaking.
goal.
So, it was they're interesting. Top 6 are really fluid. Like, always bounces back and forth.
All about that fitness.
Yeah, exactly. But the top 3, I think, is going to stay with these top 3 who we both have.
Yeah, I
Who do you
mean,
have third?
have Liverpool.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I have Chelsea third.
yeah. That was pre-Thiago signing. I feel like they
And they
needed.
brought in Jota.
Yeah, I feel like Liverpool's midfield was one of the fields that they were lacking in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Wijnaldum was staying. They had Ox, they had Milner as like backup, Hendo, Keita, Fabinho.
But
Fabinho is dropping back in center back. I
yeah.
don't know what they're doing.
Keita hasn't been, the player that
Crazy.
they want him to be. Milner's getting older, so Thiago's a big signing for them.
Exactly.
But I think with Chelsea, and I told you this before, like, I don't think, okay, they brought in Werner, Havertz, they bring in all these players in,
Yeah.
but it's not going to gel right away. It's not going to click right
Yeah.
away. Everybody's not going to click. So
Yeah, I agree.
Havertz hasn't been good in the first 2 games. Werner's
Sadly.
no goals for him, So like they have to click. And it's gonna take a season before they could say because I think they're gonna finish third, but I don't think they're gonna really compete for the league. I think they're gonna be like kind of like in the middle. Like not in the middle, but like they're not gonna be, fear dropping out of the top 4, but they're not gonna, really compete for the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think. But next season, I think that's when it's really going to click, and that's when they're going to really have everything set. That's when Lampard's really going to know who can play where. Because right now it's just a test trial. Like, okay, should I have Werner, drifting wide, going behind this and that? Should I have Havertz, at the wing, behind number 9? Should someone play false 9? I have all those types of questions. And then next season, I think it's really where it's going to he's going to really understand and everybody's, true position, his true formation with every new player. So I think that's when it's going to really go from. And then I think it's still going to be a 2-horse race this season.
Yeah, I have Chelsea second.
I have Liverpool second.
In the first 2 games, we had injuries in 3 of our signings. I mean, not injury for 3 of them because Thiago Silva, he lacked match fitness.
Yeah.
It depends if he could gel into the squad, like you said, and he could, face the intensity,
he's 36. So it's gonna be tough for him.
Pressures of the Premier League. Yeah, but he has the experience.
Injured.
Ziyech is injured. Chilwell is injured.
Chilwell should be back in a couple weeks now.
Yeah, Alonso is not that good, bro.
No.
I feel like he's been the cause of like most of our downfall on that left-hand side, especially against Brighton, because Lamptey, our former right back, screwed up our current left back. Alonso's not that good, not that quality. I feel like he doesn't fit into the system because I feel like he fits in a more wing back attacking.
Exactly, yeah. That's when he had his best season.
Exactly. And I don't think with Lampard's system,
it's not going to work for him. At least they have Chilwell now. Once Chilwell comes back, once Ziyech comes back, It's just gonna be
And
trial and error for him.
and Osby was injured from the FA Cup final, so he
Yeah.
hasn't been starting as well. And once he comes back to the team,
Then you have that captain back.
yeah, and it'll just fit in and gel together. But yeah, I feel like he just needs to find the perfect system. I don't know why he plays Mount left wing, right wing, or whatever.
Hmm.
I feel like he's better down the middle. But I don't know. He just loves Mount.
He
I'm not saying
does.
he's a terrible player, but like you can't always be biased to him.
But once Ziyech comes in, I think that's when Mount's gonna get dropped and
And
Ziyech's gonna come.
Pulisic,
And
Pulisic was
Pulisic once he comes back too.
Pulisic is whatever.
I
I
think
feel like once we have all those,
yeah, and then it's
most,
like Lampard. Let's see what he can do. Let's see who starts. Who performs.
yeah,
Now
maybe,
this
yeah,
season to see who performs. And next season's gonna be because you're bringing a lot of players in, and the next season's like okay, who really deserves to stay from all the
yeah,
players who's performed. But with Liverpool, I think Salah he started great, and
exactly.
then he didn't score last against you guys, but last season he had the most goals, but he wasn't competing for the Golden Boot. He's not, delivering the same type of performances.
But still
Mane's
a good amount of goals.
still, yeah, he still does, bits. And then Arnold, I don't think Arnold. He's not a good defender. He's not a good defender.
Yeah, and I think everybody knows that.
They're going to be exposed now, especially now that you've had so many more seasons with people watching Arnold. Like I remember when there was that. Well, it wasn't last season; it was the season before that, where it was City against Liverpool, and we needed the victory that really helped us, take over them and then win the league. I remember Guardiola was pushing everyone to Arnold's side and just attacking to that side. It was Sane. Aguero was playing winger on that side because he knew Arnold can't defend, and then
Yeah,
that's how we end up getting the goals from both side. That side, both right side. It was how we got the goals. So that's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna they're gonna really need to fix, see how they can, cover that up because he's not
yeah,
gonna get dropped, but they need to cover it.
yeah,
Van Dijk,
and,
not as invincible as he's been.
yeah,
I think they're gonna, Thiago, he's a good signing. Jota is a good back, depth signing, but I
yeah.
just don't think they're gonna, continue with the same form.
And on right back, Liverpool play a high line, right, and
Yeah.
defensively. And like the over to the top through balls that some teams play, like Leeds and us, like
Mm-hmm.
he's like susceptible. I don't know what the word is. Just weak
Yeah. Yeah.
defensively, Arnold. And like once a fast-paced winger just go past Liverpool,
Exactly. It's done.
Liverpool, yeah,
So it's gonna be interesting. And then we're both left with City first.
yeah,
I think, I made this when I made this, it was like everything was happening with like, oh, we're gonna get Messi, we're gonna get, and I knew like, okay, that's gotta be far fetched, like,
no,
really. But I think even without Messi, I knew we were gonna win the league because I feel like this season, now, one thing about Guardiola is like, last season he was exposed in terms of defensively, and the thing is, defensively, people were saying how bad we were defensively. Only conceded 2 more goals than Liverpool did last season, and they're supposed to have this amazing defense.
mm-hmm.
So I think now we bring in Ake. We're gonna bring in another center back. So I think that's gonna help the defense. Ferran Torres. So I think we'll be better. We had a lot of injuries last season. I think once Aguero comes back, he's still out. So once Aguero comes back, De Bruyne, PFA Player of the Year last
Yeah,
season, so
one
he's
of the
gonna
best players.
continue. Rodri's now had a season in the Premier League. I think he should get better. Cancelo finally started picking up some type of form at the end of last season at left back. So I could see him starting at left back again. So I think things are coming together for us where Ake is a big signing. I think I
Mhm.
trust Ake. I think he's going to start against Wolves tomorrow. So I think we're going to end up winning the league.
Yeah, I feel like Ake is like a really good ball player, very confident on the ball. And like with Bournemouth, he was playing in his relegation threatened side, and like he was just a standout star in a like
Mm-hmm.
third pile of a team that they were. But yeah, no, Ake is an amazing signing. I wanted him at Chelsea.
He had
You know,
no errors that led to goal the
that's
whole time at Bournemouth.
and yeah, you would expect the team that's in the lower end of the table to make more mistakes, but no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
no,
it shows
that's
how good
actually
he's been. It shows how
very
good.
consistent. Very consistent.
So I'm excited about him. Torres, I think he's gonna end up. He was a steal, I think, at 20 mil.
Mm-hmm.
20,
Yeah.
23, 20, something like that. So I think he's gonna end up being a steal. He's not Sane, but if you look at it, we brought in Sane, and then Guardiola developed him. Guardiola develops a lot of wingers. So I think he's going to develop Torres as well.
You lost David Silva. I feel like that
That's
might
going to
be
be a
a
big one.
big of a loss. Yeah.
But hopefully Foden actually, after we came back, after, the season was postponed and then
Yeah.
it was a restart, Foden low-key started picking up, some type of form, scoring a couple
Yeah.
goals. So it's going to be interesting to see how Foden does
Mhm.
with the whole season. Now that Silva, he doesn't have to compete with Silva. Maybe get some more starts too.
Mhm. And if Aguero stays fit, because I feel like
Yeah,
Gabriel Jesus won't produce the
that
amount of
is
goals
true.
that you would expect for a top one Premier League striker to produce.
Yeah, I still hope we go for Hosam Owa. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but I am on this dude. Listen, I do not want Arsenal to get him because I know he's going to be fantastic for Arsenal. So I
Yeah.
just feel like he can be. He also plays kind of a attacking midfielder. Also could play on the wing. So I think
Mhm.
but I doubt he's going to come in now because I haven't heard any links. So the links with him have kind of dried off. We're just like targeting a center back now.
Yeah.
So those are our Premier League predictions. We're going to revisit this to see how we do. I think, to see who gets, how many right, to be honest.
Who do you have for like player of the year? Young player of the year, Golden
Young
Glove,
player of the year. I don't know,
top
usually
assister,
so
top goal
goal
scorer.
scorer, I think is gonna go to that's a good question. I think either I got two people I think it's gonna be a tie. I think Aubameyang is gonna score a lot of goals again. I think it's gonna be a tie between him and Kane. I think Kane's not gonna come back into the mix. Kane or Aubameyang top goal scorers. I think assist is gonna go to De Bruyne again.
Yeah, I feel like
De
De
Bruyne
Bruyne
goes
for
two
sure.
straight PFA players of the year. I think De Bruyne gets it again.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Kevin De Bruyne. What more you can say? He's like very,
He's the
very,
best
very
player
good,
in the Prem right now.
very good passer, goal scorer. Almost broke the assist record.
Oh, yeah, I
Gonna
mean,
get
tied it.
top assist. Tied it. Oh yeah, tied it.
Two of them was taken away from him against both games against Arsenal. It was
Slight
stupid
deflection.
reasons.
It's a slight
It's like
deflection.
the
Yeah,
stupidest deflection. So he should have broken it, but I think he's gonna
yeah.
be PFA player of the year. Has anyone done it 2 straight years? There has been, right? Probably. I can't tell you off the top of my head,
I don't even know, honestly.
but no, I think De Bruyne is gonna be PFA young player of the year. That one's always tough.
I put Havertz, but
I
after
don't think he
after that
does.
stuff, I feel like he will, man.
I,
You
if we
gotta
play
produce that numbers, and he's
if we
such a
play
quality player.
Torres a lot, I could see Ferran Torres getting it.
If he starts, I feel
If he
like there's a
starts,
lot of
that
Mahrez,
is true.
Bernardo, Sterling.
If it's
I
not
don't think
him,
he'll
I could see
start.
them giving it to Arnold again, to be honest. But I actually maybe not. I don't think he's gonna have the same season.
I feel like he will. I don't know. This is
True.
stupid how Liverpool works. They just attack. Arnold whips in the ball. He
Yeah.
gets a couple assists.
So I could
Keeps
see
clean
Arnold getting
sheets.
it again.
Yeah, I mean, I back Havertz. It'll take time, but
Yeah.
hopefully he'll bag a couple of goals or assists and
And it's
what's
gonna give
wrong.
him a season to, get used to it.
Golden Glove, I put Ederson.
Ederson, he got it last season too, so I could see
Yeah,
us getting it again. I could see him getting it again.
and with a title winning season, I'm predicting. I feel like whoever wins the title will have probably the best goalie. The Pope
True.
was close, but
Hope was
Burnley didn't win
close.
it.
Yeah.
Burnley didn't win it, but I feel like Ederson.
Yeah,
With
I
the
think Ederson as
defensive
well.
backing you guys have,
Yeah.
Ederson.
I think the best signing. Who do you think is gonna be the best signing?
Damn, that's damn.
I don't know.
Maybe Werner, Thiago. I could just name.
Werner, Thiago, maybe. Depending on oh, that's tough.
You could throw in Ake, probably. We'll
If
see.
Willian does good for Arsenal,
Yeah, maybe Bale.
Bale. I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough.
And you could probably say some small signing.
Yeah,
James. I mean, he's not
that's what I
small.
thought of. James.
James Justin. He could probably like be good.
True, true.
Lamptey. I mean, even though he signed last season.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gabriel. There's a lot of really
There's a
good
lot of
players that
them.
are doing good right now. I
Hey,
just
this
don't know.
season's gonna be exciting. That's all I know. This season's
I
gonna
know.
be exciting.
I'm just so excited. I just hate how the fans aren't even there during the
Yeah.
games.
Hopefully that changes. Is it gonna be the entire season that they have it, or
I don't know, man. I don't know how Corona will last.
hopefully by some point this season they're gonna fix it. And I mean not fix it, but like they're gonna allow it.
Hmm.
Well, those were our Premier League predictions.
Yeah.
20-1. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see. This season's gonna be the most exciting season, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quality teams.
Between our predictions, I don't think we're like too far off.
We weren't too far. If you look at about each 20 team, if you look at them into quarters, we would have the same teams in that 15 to 11, around there, the same teams around there, but just switched around. So it's kind of close.
You could put I don't know, in the mid-table, you could put 6 of the teams in a dice, just roll it.
Roll in, exactly.
Your 10th, your 11th, boom.
That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, nobody's gonna get it perfectly unless you're like a supercomputer or some shit.
But yep, this was episode 1. We're gonna continue with this. Next thing we're gonna talk about, more Premier League. There's gonna be a lot of Premier League. We are the Invincibles, but this is episode 1 of the Invincibles podcast, Premier League prediction edition.
Yeah, transfer window isn't ending soon, so
yeah, we gotta go to
see if any
last-ditch
2-3
weeks of that. So some big
more games to come, more predictions throughout the season.
Make sure you guys comment down who you think is gonna win the Premier League and who do you think is gonna make Champions League.
Let us know if we should just make some changes. If you would make some changes in our predictions. If you guys,
exactly. Who do you think is gonna win PFA Player of the Year? That's good.
Or are your top 3 relegation threatened teams?
Give us a like. Make sure you spread it around.
Subscribe,
of course, and we're gonna see you for episode 2.
Yep.